Hey, good morning. It's the Big JB from Morning Thunder. It is Shaky Cam Thursday. Well, today it is. Not like this is a tradition or something. I'm going to do my best to still it here. I could also call it Traffic Cam Thursday because of the delightful traffic that I'm dealing with. It's amazing how much different it is here now that it's back to school in the Seattle area. So I figured, I normally listen to audiobooks and such, but hey, why not record a Morning Thunder for my peeps out there? The topic that I was originally going to talk about, I didn't have a topic I was originally going to talk about, honestly, but what I did have was a very frustrating experience this morning with the Podcasts app for the iOS. Now listen, I don't have an iPhone. I have an iPod Touch. So I don't have internet access unless I'm at a wireless location. I don't have 3G or 4G or 12G or 78Gs. I have wireless. So the podcast app, however great it is, on the iPhone, which allows you to, if I understand correctly, basically listen while it's downloading. Well, I can't do that. I have to listen once it's downloaded. And the other day, I loaded up a bunch of episodes of Smoke and Mirrors, which is the podcast I think I mentioned the other day, where they read stories. Or they have narrators read stories, and I downloaded a bunch of episodes. Well, I go into the podcast app this morning, and all the episodes that I downloaded are grayed out. No idea why. And they were downloaded. I looked at it yesterday, and I saw a bunch that were downloaded, and I was really, really excited to listen to them, just to see, what other things that they've done, because I'm going to be on one of their upcoming episodes. None of my stuff is there. It's all grayed out. And of course, I went to the podcast section of the music app, like I would go to listen to music, and I've got podcasts on there. And of course, because I didn't tell iTunes that I wanted to sync that podcast, because I have it to sync all unplayed episodes of certain podcasts, I don't have those on my iPod either. Very frustrating. So, I am listening to other things this morning besides the stuff that I really want to listen to. Let's see. In other podcasting news, The Tour Show by Scott Johnson and William Gregory Dills has been canceled. It is the podcast for Star Wars The Old Republic, the MMO. I kind of saw this coming when they went to a every other week schedule with that podcast. That was a big part of my motivation dropping off for doing the segment that I used to do called Droid IB4E. For those of you who don't get that, that is a play on words. I before E except after C. And it took me a while to come up with that name. I wanted to do, when I originally conceived of that idea, it was because I know that Scott Johnson has a big listener base, and I know that a lot of people would probably get a kick out of that podcast. Ooh, now we're all the way stopped. You can probably see the brake lights on my face. We've moved actually quite a bit faster than I anticipated. Anyway, and I thought it would be really funny to have a protocol droid who would educate listeners on how to pronounce words and give them information about the different races around the Star Wars galaxy. I am a races slash species nut for most of the geekery that I engage in. So if it's World of Warcraft, love the different species, and I know a ton of different things about them. Love it when they come out with new playable races. I think that's awesome. I love all those choices. Star Wars, The Old Republic, I always felt like didn't have enough, but the Star Wars galaxy has a ton, and I happen to know a fair amount about all of them, so I thought that would be a nice addition to the podcast, to the Old Republic the tour show. The actual name of it, if you want to go back and listen to the episodes, is The Instance, the Old Republic Edition. So I came up with this droid idea, this protocol droid, and I was trying to figure out what I could call it. And I ended up calling it Ambassador's Academy. Like you would be taking a class from this protocol droid who would teach you about correct pronunciation of certain things in the Star Wars universe and give you information about the different races that you would encounter. Loved it. Coming up with a name for the droid was really tough for me. And then I was thinking about different grammar rules and things, and then I came upon IB-4E, IB-4E. And I just, that makes so much sense to me. That was really fun. And so I would record it every week, give it a British accent. I would adjust the, after I did the recording, I would adjust the pitch so it was up about a half step from my normal voice, and then put a little effect on it to make it sound like the robots that you hear in the game. I had music that sounded, from Star Wars that sounded regal and all that other stuff, and so I had a lot of fun doing that. When the show went every other week, I kind of lost track of when the schedule was. But then in addition to that, I really lost a lot of motivation for doing the podcast for doing the segment, because I wasn't playing the game that much, and I kind of felt frustrated with the game. And I didn't really want to record it. So there are a lot of people on my that follow me on Twitter who are really bummed about the fact that I decided to stop doing it. I canceled my account. People said I should still do the segment even if it's not going to go up on the podcast for the Old Republic edition of The Instance. And I finally, with the announcement yesterday, it just happened yesterday, with the announcement yesterday of The Instance, the Old Republic edition being canceled, I went ahead and officially stated that I wasn't going to be doing any more of the IB-4E segments. I have one listener to that who was really bummed by that and recommended that I should submit that to other shows, or even do a podcast myself. I'm pondering that, but I don't know if I'm going to go through with it. I also thought of an idea where I could do a character similar for the World of Warcraft version of The Instance, because same kind of thing. There are things that need pronunciation, clarification, and I'm sure people would appreciate information on the different races. So that's my idea. I'm not sure if I'm going to go through with it or not, but that's the deal. So that's it. I'm recorded about 8 minutes, which is longer than normal, but again, as I usually say, it's my video blog, and if you don't like it, don't watch it. So anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it good for today. This has been TheBigJB. You can follow me on Twitter at voice. I'm a voice artist. Can you tell? You can follow me on Twitter at VoiceOfTheBigJB. Thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Drive safe. Bye.